Hi, I'm Usman Hanif, and I'm lecturer in English at Government College Hyderabad. Today we are supposed to discuss how to score big marks in English paper. Remember, it's a deliberate and conscious activity to score high marks, and it does not just accidentally happen that you achieve higher grades. Remember, every activity which goes on with some kind of planning is more likely to succeed. An unplanned activity is more like an a ship which aimlessly floats on the sea without reaching any lighthouse and without any possibility of reaching the destination. The first suggestion from my side regarding achieving higher grades is that you must have a legible handwriting. You should be intelligible. No matter how much intellectually superior person you are, if your handwriting is not readable, understandable, comprehensible, it's not going to make any difference. It is just like nothing. In fact, an average student with good handwriting can create a far better impression on the mind of the examiner than an extraordinary student who has a poor handwriting. And appearance is always deceptive. Your beautiful handwriting and the appearance of your handwriting, it can deceive the examiner into giving you higher grades. Somehow I feel while marking the papers that consciously or unconsciously the examiners award extra marks to candidates whose handwriting is beautiful or plain. This is the first point, that you need to have a good handwriting. Second thing, which is really important and which I feel that most of the students miss out on and they don't really care for it, is that you must divide the time of the paper equally according to the weightage of the questions. If you don't do this planning activity of timing, uh, you might miss a few questions at the end because you might be short of time. If a question has more marks, you should spare more time for it. A question with less marks should be given less time. So the division of time should be dependent upon the importance of the questions in the shape of their marks. And while you are starting your paper, you should start with such question as you are really good at, a question that you are really confident about, because your first question is going to make your first impression, and first impression is always matters. So start with the question that you are really good at. The next point is, I always stress upon the students for one thing, which is to add quotations, quotes, and proverbs in their answers. Quotations and proverbs and sayings in the English paper are just like when a woman wears jewelry, she looks beautiful. So when you add beautiful stuff, add beautiful quotations in your paper, you enhance the beauty of your paper. You make an impression upon the minds of the examiners. You impress them. Remember, you have to steal the marks. You have to earn your marks. Marks are not going to be given to you. You have to snatch them from the examiner's hands. Whenever it is possible for you, make sure that you do add some diagrams. A picture is worth 1,000 words. If you create a beautiful drawing and explaining a phenomena which would be otherwise difficult to explain in the form of words, it is going to make a huge difference in your higher grades. Uh, Remember, sometimes students can be misled into thinking that if you increase the length of the answer, you are going to get good marks, higher marks. That is not always true. Well, an added length can really matter, but as long as you remain relevant. Don't increase the length of the answer at the cost of becoming irrelevant. Stick to your point, be relevant, mention things related to the topic, Don't digress, don't write irrelevant stuff. You can never fool your examiner. He is really an experienced person. He knows what you have up your sleeves. So be relevant, be precise, be simple, and remember, what did Shakespeare say? Brevity is the soul of wit. Your answer should be brief but comprehensive. With little, with minimum words, say maximum. Try to say maximum with minimum words. So you should give your answer appropriate length. The final point that I'm going to mention here is, whenever you time your paper, you divide your paper among questions. You divide the time of the paper among questions. This is going to give you one benefit, that you can also spare a few moments at the end of the paper for rereading your paper. Always try to go through your paper because you might be able to come up with some mistakes of spellings and grammar. So I have seen many students that they are really careless and dicey and rash, that they don't give it a thought about rereading their paper. They say that it really looks so bad that it does not deserve to be read again. But if you don't feel that your paper deserves to be read again, why would examiner read it and give it higher grades? So try to reread your paper, review it. There is always chance of improvement. You might have made a few mistakes of grammar, spellings. Try to erase those mistakes and rewrite those things. So these are the few points that I would like you to put into practice, and I hope they are going to make a difference. Remember, it's easier said than done. And some people say loud words, but they don't put them into practice. So practice makes a man perfect. Practice these things, and don't just memorize these rules. Try to put into practice these rules, and I hope it's going to make a difference. All the very best. Take care. Goodbye.